Respected professors and student friends, warm greetings to all. First of all, I wish to thank the organizing secretary, Dr. Sudhir, for this wonderful opportunity. And it's my pleasure to deliver a lecture on mosquito-borne diseases in disaster situations. First, what is disaster? Disaster occurs by naturally or artificially, and it causes physiological damage and drastic changes to the environment, and also it lead to destroy the life, property, economy and cultural life of the people. The disaster consists two types. First one is natural and the second one is man-made. Natural like disaster, flood, cyclone, earthquake, volcanic eruptions, epidemics and tsunami. These all the disasters occur by only natural. Man-made disaster like air crash, sinking ships, train accident, building collapse, bomb blast, etc. These all disasters occur by the artificial. Within the natural disaster, the tsunami and flood play major role on our environment. So, first one, tsunami. Tsunami is nothing but it is otherwise is called sea quake. Like earthquake, the sea quake occur in the sea. So that means large sea wave produced by the undersea volcanic eruptions is called a tsunami. So this is the major impact of tsunami on our environment, that is house building and structure destroyed, loss of power, erosion and freshwater contamination. These are the major effect of the tsunami on our environment. So next, flood. Flood is nothing but that is water level increased in our environment, that is caused by excessive runoff from precipitation or snow melt or coastal storms. These are the major factor of the flood. So the impact of the flood on our environment, disease, loss of habitat, household waste get into the water system, power outages. These are the major effect of flood in our environment. Within this, the household waste get into the water system. It lead to the water contamination. This is major impact of the flood, our environment. So both tsunami and flood lead to the freshwater contamination and also make stagnant water into our environment. For example, this is paddy field, flood with sea water after the tsunami. It is totally collapsed all the paddy field after the tsunami. It also occur by the stagnant water. Like this, after tsunami or flood, the human life has been changed. The waters are stagnant in the resistant places, the roadsides and public places. These are the major effect of the disaster like tsunami or flood. So the stagnant water provide a breeding ground for many insects, including mosquitoes. We well know that the mosquitoes species, the mosquitoes or in the larval stage, in the pupal stage, the immature mosquitoes mostly breed in the water ecosystem. After that only it is emerge as a adult. So this stagnant water, the breeding ground of the mosquitoes. The different mosquitoes, we have a number of mosquito species. A number of mosquito species. The mosquito species causes different kind of diseases. Different kind of diseases. So within this, after the tsunami or flood, the stagnant water is lead to the breeding ground of mosquitoes, and also it causes vector-borne disease like malaria, dengue, and also Japanese encephalitis. These are the major mosquito-borne diseases of after the tsunami or flood. So now we are moving to see what are the major mosquitoes in India after the tsunami. Before tsunami, also having lot of mosquito species is there, but after tsunami there is not emerging a new mosquito species, but existing mosquitoes it causes some adverse effect to human. What are the mosquito species are in India after the tsunami? Let we see. So all malaria transmitting mosquitoes belong to the genus of Anopheles. It is breeding exclusively in fresh water, clean water, and stored water. So first we are moving to the genus that is a species of Anopheles stephensi. It is a major malarial vector. It is distributed in the worldwide. It is distributed in the worldwide, especially in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, and also in China. Especially in India, these species are present in Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu, Manipur, and Mizoram. These places distribution of this species. And next, the Anopheles culichifacius. It is also one of the major mosquito vector. It is mostly distributed in the Cambodia, China, Ethiopia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Thailand, etc. It is mostly in India. It is mostly found in Odisha and southeast region of our India. So these are major distribution of this species. And next species, Anopheles minimus. It is causes malaria, and it is located from Vietnam, India, Thailand, Taiwan, and China. In India, this 90% of species were found in Assam and Odisha. Anopheles minimus mostly found in the area of Assam and Odisha. So next species, that is Anopheles suffectus. It is mostly found in India. It is also one of malarial vector. It is mostly found in India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Malaysia, and Indonesia. In India, mostly it is the species were recorded in the Kerala to Goa belt. It is mostly found in the Kerala to Goa belt. And next, it is one of very important species, Anopheles antiochus. It is one of the major coastal malarial vector. It is breed in the brackish water ecosystem, and it is a natural habitats of this species. It is mostly breed in the mangrove forest and coastal lagoons. So what are the distributions? This distribution is mostly distributed in the India and Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and also in Andaman. After the tsunami, these species were recorded in Tamil Nadu, especially in Kadalur and Rameswaram. This species has been recorded after the tsunami. And next one is this is the breeding sites of the Anaphyllus sandaicus. That is the brackish water, and this is larvae of Anaphyllus sandaicus. And this slide shows that positivity rate of malaria in Andaman. So before the tsunami, the medium case were recorded. The medium case was recorded. Then after the tsunami, the malarial case the malaria cases were drastically increased in the after the tsunami. Okay, next another major disease spreading genus, that is Aedes. It is mostly breed in the stagnant water. This Aedes aegypti, it causes dengue, chikungunya, etc. It is otherwise called African tiger mosquitoes. It is mostly distributed in Africa and Southeast Asia. And after the tsunami, this species were recorded in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu. Then Anaphyllus, this is the Aedes albopictus. It is otherwise called Asian tiger mosquito. It is mostly found in tropical and subtropical region of the world. Breeding sites breeding sites of this species, stagnant water, stored water. This is the major breeding sites of this Aedes species. So next another disease spreading genus Culex. It is mostly found in the sewage water ecosystem. This is the species, that is Culex quinquefasciatus. It is commonly known as southern house mosquitoes, mostly found in subtropical America, UK, New Zealand, and also in India. In India, it is mostly found in the coastal region of Kerala, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa. And another species, Culex sitchiensis, that is major vector of Japanese encephalitis. It is worldwide distributions in coastal area of Africa, southern East Asia, and also Korea, Australia, and also southern India. This is the distribution of this species, and this is the breeding sites of this species. It is mostly breed in the sewage water ecosystem, and this is the biting time of these three different species. Anaphyllus stephensi were bite at early morning, and the Aedes species were bite at daytime, and the Culex species were bite at late night or late evening. So controlling measures, many researchers were concentrated on controlling mosquito vectors, but it is very difficult to control because the resistant gene of mosquitoes, it is very difficult to control the mosquitoes. For this control, people were using some chemicals, insecticides. It causes adverse effect to human as well as environment. So mostly researchers were concentrated of plant-based insecticides. It is safer to human and other organisms. So now we are going to see what are the plant-based insecticides is there. So first, that is Azadirachtin indica. It is very good mosquitocidal activities. It is very good mosquitocidal activities. It consists of some chemical composition like azadirachtin, jodenin, and nimbin, like that. It is a very good mosquitocidal activity, and also some other species also is there, plant species also is there. Acalipa indica and Artemisia vulgaris, Cassia oxfendalis, and Androchropis paniculata. These all plants, these four plants having anti-dengue activity, and another one is that is Acalipa alnifolia and Curcuma longa, Dilonex selenata, and Gamperia galanga. These four plant has mosquitocidal properties. Again, that is this four plants having mosquitocidal activity against three mosquitoes like Culex, Aedes aegypti, and also Anopheles you can see. So next is sorry. So next plant species Moringa olifera, Simum sanctum, Leucas aspera, and Vetiveria jejuni. It has anti-malarial activities. It has a very good anti-malarial activities. And another species Artemisia vulgaris, Aristologia indica, Chimbopogon citratus, and Cetrobococcus. These are plant has anti-dengue, anti-malaria, anti-fungal activities respectively. So these all plant where these all plants were the activities were taken from research articles. If you have any doubts about this plant, what are the activities and how it will act on the mosquitoes, you go through the given authors. So you go through and collect information. Then after that we'll discuss about. We will see some seaweed-based insecticides, also having some seaweed-based insecticides like Sargassum muticum and Gracilaria edulis, Dermaria ornata, Padina gymnospora having very good mosquitocidal activities. It is also researchers proven, and also paper has been published. And Cappabigus salvarici, it is not in India, it is exotic species, and also it is used for the jelly. It is making jelly. It is mostly in China. They are making jelly from this plant, sorry, the seaweed. And also another that is Syringodia filiforme. Syringodia filiforme, it is a sea grass, so it is also having a very good anti-mosquitocidal activities. And Gracilaria vercosa and Gracilaria saliconia, all of the seaweeds have very good mosquitocidal activities against three important mosquito genus. So also having some microbial insecticides, that is Bt toxin, spinosad, NPV, that is a nucleopaliohydrosis virus. So these are the microbial insecticides. It is commercially available. And some of endomopathogenic fungi also is there. That is Puvaria bassiana and Metarrhizium anacepli and Verticillium lagani, also mosquitocidal activities. And the tsunami relief work during tsunami, after the tsunami, it is, I think, a tsunami occur on 26th December 2004. So I think more than 8,000 people were killed due to the massive attack. It is worst affected in Tamil Nadu. The worst districts, affected districts in Tamil Nadu were Velangani, Nagapattinam, Kadalur, and also having a lot of districts is there, Pichavaram, and also I think a lot of places also is there. So with the places after the tsunami, the stagnant water which breeding with lot of mosquitoes, it give adverse effect to the living peoples. So my research group, that is my group, my research guide, Dr. K. Murugan, Professor and Head, Department of Geology, Bardiyar University, went to affected areas, and he has done biopesticide spray operation with his team. I think this is the photograph of biopesticide operations. This is the photograph. So while the biopesticide operations during after the tsunami, the stagnant water, the biopesticide spray operation done by my research guide, Dr. K. Murugan. So after this, some important preventing measures should be taken during this disaster situations. First of all, avoid stagnant water for the prevention of mosquito breeding. Need a good environment for control of flies, and also public toiletry facilities to be improved, and stop usage of cloths from others, and good drainage facilities should be needed for during this disaster situation. These all are the one kind of preventing measure of the disaster situations. And finally, thank you all for your patience, and I once again thank the coordinator, Dr. Sudhir, for his wonderful opportunity. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.